Okay, so let me get this straight. If I'm attacked by somebody and they happen to be an illegal immigrant, I'm not supposed to call ICE or call the police on them. That's some bullshit. It just seems like this is the message that they're sending. So I guess you guys have heard by now that there was a guy that attacked and firebombed the ICE station, and they shot him dead, which they should have, because that's what happens when you firebomb, you know, cops or an authority agency. And I mean, people are like acting like they're shocked and it shouldn't happen to him and he's a martyr. I'm like, who thinks this? Oh, the people that live on top of the hill that don't have to deal with the illegal immigrants who are violent. Okay, people are people. So you're gonna have some people that come over and they're just poor families looking for a better life, of course. And then you have some people that are fucking hardcore criminals that will stab, shoot, kill, murder, child traffic, you know, molest, sexually assault people. Okay, and you know, I don't like, these people are acting like that these people don't exist. This is just insane to me. And it's just like all these fucking people that I would pick up that have Beto signs in their yards that would be like open borders, but they would be you know, they would all be in the rich neighborhoods in Austin. I never really saw Beto signs in like the poor neighborhoods, right? And it's all these fucking virtue signaling liberals that think that, you know, they live in a fucking fantasy world. Like they didn't, my friend, by the way, was stabbed by a dude at the bus stop 2 months ago, and he was an illegal immigrant. Fucking stabbed him waiting for the bus, okay, going to his job. And maybe they got into it, maybe words were exchanged, I don't know the full situation, but still, he didn't deserve to be stabbed, okay? And he said that the dude was like, fuck black people, you know. So I don't know too, like there's this whole like delusion that, you know, if this country was brown, then the whole like racism is gonna go away and there's gonna be peace. That's some bullshit. These people that are coming in that believe in the Reconquista, like these people are fucking violent. Like, because they're gonna be like, yeah, we're gonna take this land back by any means necessary. So that means they will kill you if they have to. They will stab you, okay? They would chop you up and make tacos out of you if they need to, right? And like I said, not everybody's like that, but these are people. These, you know, people are acting like, that are very pro illegal immigration. They're acting like they're saints. And I was just talking to a lady the other day that lived in a border town. She was like, yeah, I come from a border town, and they're Mexicans that live in the border town, okay? And they're like, yeah, this illegal immigration situation is getting out of control. And like I said before, I can find middle ground with the illegal immigrants that aren't violent, and you know, but they'd still, I don't think they should get citizenship right away. I think they have to wait in line, even if it's like 20 years. They have to wait and prove themselves as citizens. But the violent ones have fucking just straight up got to go. They got to go. Like, and you know what? Nobody wants to talk about this, but like Mexico, the Central American countries don't want those motherfuckers either. That's why they're trying to put them over on us. They're like, great, because there's still people that are living in those other countries and they're pretty well off, right? They're pretty, you know, they kind of have the same idea. Yeah, open borders for another country, but then when they have violent criminals coming into their country, or they have other illegal immigrants coming into their country, they don't want them, okay? And, you know, Mexico's very diverse, you know, depending on what part of the country you go. You go to Veracruz, there are a lot of like black Mexicans. You go to certain parts of the country, they have a lot of you know, Asian Mexicans that are, you know, that have come from China, that have been living there, Korea or China. You know, Mexicans, they're Mexican because they, you know, maybe they're from China or Korea, but they've lived there for a few generations already. And, you know, same situation. Like, some people complain because they don't speak Spanish. They're like, "Ay, you're in Mexico? You've been here like a 1,000 years and you don't speak Spanish?" It's the same thing. Are they racist for saying that? Right? I was looking at this, I watch this guy's channel every once in a while. His name is El Coreano. And he's a Mexican Korean guy. And And he was saying, I mean, he talks about a lot of stuff. I haven't really heard him talk about politics, but I stumbled across his channel and I thought he's a very interesting guy. And he has just a shit ton of subscribers, a lot of followers and stuff. And he was talking about like just some of the racism that he's experienced as a Korean in Mexico from other Mexicans. And he's just like, you know, he's like, hey, what's up? And they're like, ay, pinche chino. And he's like, yeah, that means like fucking Chinese. And he's like, yeah, I'm not Chinese, I'm Korean. And they're like, whatever, pinche chino, abre tus ojos. Like, you know, whatever, fucking Chinese dudes, open your eyes. I was like, damn, it's kind of funny, you know? But if people act like, I mean, Mexicans or people from these poor countries, they're saints. Right? You have to think about too the people that are in charge or that are the elite of these countries that are rich, that have sold their own people out. Okay, so you can say as much as you want, maybe America had to do something with it, with the wars and just the you know, going into their property or going into their land and manipulating them for resources. You can say that, but that really has to do with the elites, like basically the politicians and the people that we're dealing with. They're the same people, right? Like it has nothing to do with the common folk. In any wars that we've gone to or we've got into with other countries, I didn't fucking like, you know, okay that shit. So why am I have to pay for it, right? So this is a thing too. There are people that are just like, oh, I think people have this mentality that like, you know, they think that it's kind of evening the score because, you know, our policies have created poverty in certain situations for these countries. I'm like, so that ain't my problem, because you know what? I didn't okay that shit. And they're using the same policies here to destroy our country too. So it's just like a ripple effect, right? They destroy those countries, those people's, the poor people migrate to another country and then destroy that country, and they migrate to another country and it destroys that country. And now all of the illegal immigrants are coming here and they're putting pressures on the system. They're taking free money. And, you know, I don't even blame the illegals that are coming here to get free benefits, free health care, free, you know, don't have to have permits to open up carts on the street to make business, to, you know, I don't blame those people, because I would do it too. I blame the lawmakers. I blame the fucking people with the Beto signs in their yards, you know, saying open border, who are so fucking detached from reality that they're going to destroy this country because they're just so fucking clueless and so on their high horse, and they don't care about the poor people of this country. In fact, it benefits them to have these people come in because they can have somebody build a deck on their fucking like nice house for $10, or they can have you know, a babysitter for $5. So for them, these rich people, they can exploit these people and get really, you know, get things done for cheap, you know, and they, you know, they really don't see the issue with it because it's not directly affecting them, right? These people can fund parking in their neighborhoods, right? They're not having to worry about the strain in their school systems because their school systems have, you know, enough teachers, and their school systems have small class sizes, and their school system, they speak one language, right? They're not having to deal with all the problems that the common folk, that the poor folks have to deal with. So it's, for them, it's not a problem, and they can sit back on their fucking, you know, throne, and they can call, like, you know, racism like it's like shits and giggles, okay? But, you know, for us poor people, us working class people, we're the ones that are getting the strain. And it's just really frustrating too. Like I've said before, that I have friends outside of the country and they're like buying into the whole like Trump is a dictator and, you know, America is terrible and we're racist, and they don't fucking know. They don't fucking know. And then, you know, I think about all the people that just like slide on over here with our loosely written laws and stuff that get away with so much shit. And just like I've said, I've lived across, you know, I lived in Taiwan. You know, I had to fucking go through the citizenship process. And I had friends there that were staying there illegally. They would do like visa runs and shit. But if they got caught, guess what? They got deported. And as nice as Taiwanese people are, they'd be like, oh, I'm so very sorry, but you're gonna have to get deported. You know, like they didn't play that shit. They didn't play that shit. I don't know one country, show me one country in the world that has laws as lax as ours. Yet ICE is doing their job and they fucking get firebombed and people are blaming them. for trying to keep us Americans safe. This is some bullshit. And this is really pissing me off. There's another guy, he was talking about, he's like, well, this rhetoric that the leftists is saying, you know, they're just gonna cause more violence. I was like, shit. No shit. That's what they want, though. They want a civil war. They know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing. They want a civil war because they want to be able to come in and, you know, if things got array and out of hand, then they can do problem, reaction, solution, right? They create the problem and then they come in with the solution. And in some instances, there'll be people that are begging for protection and begging for security. But if there's a civil war, I don't think it's going to go the way that they thought. The one thing that Americans are very I'm glad about is that they know their First and Second Amendment, and they know, you know, not to give up their guns. And anytime they try and push for, you know, guns, gun laws, gun sales go up. So that's the one thing that, you know, they want socialism, they want communism. And if you look at all the communist leaders and dictators, when they were to take over a country, they got people to give up their guns. They got them to give up their guns. If we ain't giving up our fucking guns, we're fucking ain't doing that shit. So it's like, if you've ever seen that Twilight Zone to Save Man, right? You have these aliens that are coming in, and fucking legals got guns. They ain't giving up that shit either. So, like, people act like, you know, criminals that have guns, like, fill out applications and shit and send it background checks. So, like, we need our background checks to make things safer. I'm like, really? Yeah, because criminals, like, fill out applications and go through background checks to get their guns. Okay. These people are just so fucking delusional. It's embarrassing to be a grown-ass person and being that naive. I feel sorry for those people. I feel sorry for them, and then they piss me off. So, anyway, so you have that situation going on. Oh, I went on tangent, I forgot. So have you ever seen that Twilight Zone to Save Man? So you should check it out. You can probably see it on Netflix if Twilight Zone is still on there, or you can maybe catch an episode on YouTube. I'd say it's to save man, it's to serve man, sorry. So spoiler alert, turn away if you haven't seen it and you want to see it. But basically, these aliens come down, and people are like freaking out. They're like, oh my god, big ass aliens, 7-foot aliens with big ass heads and shit. And they can like read, they don't speak words, they can read your mind, they communicate telepathically. And they're like, chill out, people, we're here to be your friend, man. Like, what, you guys are fighting each other? Psh, you don't need to do that shit. And we're gonna bring peace, man. We're gonna like take all your guns. And they got everybody to give up all their guns. They got everybody to give up all their nuclear weapons. And then they fucking start shipping people out. They're like, yeah, man, come back to our planet. We have malls and shit. It's gonna be tight. It's gonna be tight. Of course, they didn't talk like they're from the ghetto and shit, but I'm just trying to, you know, spice it up a little. And then there's a translator who gets a hold of this book. And they're trying to figure out, like, you know, in their written language, like what they're trying to say, like what their doctrines are and their dogma and everything. So at the beginning of the episode, they uncover the title, and the title says to serve men. So they're like, yeah, man, we're here to serve you. We're like, you know, we see all the drama you have in your planet. We come to serve you. And people are like, yeah, man, we're humans, we're the shit, man. They come to serve us. And then later you found out it's a fucking cookbook. So they're shipping people out so they can eat them. So they got everybody to give up all their guns and shit so they couldn't fight back. And all their nuclear weapons so they couldn't fight back. And then they're fucking shipping people out for fucking dinner, shipping humans out to dinner. And that's kind of like what I see the globalists are doing, right? They're mainly operating through the left side at this point to get their agenda through, but it can come from the right side as well. But, you know, that's just this whole thing that they want us to give up our guns and give up our security so they can come in and be the saviors, quote unquote, but they're really not going to be the saviors of the demons from hell that are going to, you know, destroy this country. And with ICE, you know, one of the reasons The politicians don't want ICE because they're interfering with their plan, right? They don't want ICE around because they're going to interfere with their drug trafficking, their sex trafficking that they're making money off of, and the destruction of this country, which a lot of people want. They're people openly working to destroy America, and this part of this influx of illegal immigrants, I believe it's one way to do that. They want to start a war. And you know, like a few months ago, they were a conservative Mexican called me and he was like, hey, check out this church in Texas where they're basically converting a lot of the immigrants that are coming into Islam. So if they go to a church and they are, you know, being given food and shelter and a place to stay, like, who is their allegiance going to be? Is it going to be to the United States and their citizens, or is it going to be to Islam, right? And the people that want to take down this country, that are, because of previous wars and shit that our asshole globalists have gotten us into, their countries and their way of life are destroyed. So hell yeah, there are people in here that want to take America down. I mean, I don't blame them. I mean, I'm not going to let them. I don't want that to happen, but I'm just saying I don't blame them if, you know. So so they're that group of people that want to take America down, and they're people that just their head is so far up their ass, and they just want to, like, they have this moral superiority complex about them, and they're just very, you know, they're just clueless. So they're just being used as useful idiots. And these are the people that I've talked about, that I drive around, and they're just like, yeah, man, like, open borders, no human is illegal, like, everybody free, everything. I was like, are you fucking 7? Oh wow, you're like 47? How embarrassing, right? So it's those people, they just want to look like they're morally superior, and they're not affected, and they act like they care about poor people, but they don't give a fuck about the poor people in this country that all their shenanigans are really affecting. So I don't know, man, it's sad. Like, it's sad that dude got shot up. It's sad that he felt he had to firebomb ICE because of all of the rhetoric that the left and the news has been pushing, all the brainwashing, all the lies. But it's just, you know, it's gonna get worse, and that's what they want. So just don't be, like, surprised when it does, because I mean, everything is leading up to this. I'm just saying, you know, some people are probably gonna get hurt, and there are people that are they're waiting for shit to go down because they're sick of the left and Antifa and all their crazy shit. I mean, those people that were on the train and got derailed, and then they found pamphlets, you know, showing how to derail trains, and they all just happened to be Republicans. You think that was an accident? Thank God none of them were killed. That guy that shot up the baseball field, you know, Breitbart's been keeping a list of all the leftist violence, and there are people that are just still just like, it's piling up, and then one day the camel's back is gonna fucking break. It's gonna be that straw, and people are gonna lose their flipping minds. So anyway, that's all I have to say about that, y'all. Peace and love. Talk to you later. Bye.